Hello viewers, and welcome to the Quick Bite section. This is the section where I try to introduce aspects of the Luo culture and the Luo way of life. If you're new here, please subscribe, turn on your notifications so that you never miss one of the videos. Now today I want to talk about the Luo marriage and the Luo marriage and the process of what happens when you meet a girl and you want to marry the Luo girl. So there are 4 steps, and the first step is dating. The second step is introduction. The third step is bride price, and the fourth step is a wedding. So I'll start by the dating part. And in dating, the girl, it's the normal dating way. The girl meets boy or boy meets girl. They like each other and they say they want to stay together. So then if that happens, the boy first has to identify where the girl comes from, what's her lineage, where the boy comes from, what is his lineage, so that they don't marry relatives. Then they move to the second step. Now the second step is the introduction part. The introduction part is a ceremony that is done in the girl's home. And what happens in the introduction is that the boy, first they set up a date and say we'll meet on 10th, and the boy carries along maybe his brother, maybe his father, and a few friends. It's not a big ceremony, but some people have a very big ceremony. And during that ceremony, the boy is supposed to talk about his home. Okay, the boy might not talk, but a spokesman from the boy's home might talk. Talk about who they are, where they come from, just so that they know more about him or they know more about his family. And the boy also knows more about the girl's family. Now the girl's side will bring in the girl's sisters, brothers, cousins, nieces, and all these other relatives who may be able to attend the meeting at the point. Apart from the knowing each other, it's a feast, a celebration. People eat, but at the end of the celebration, the boy gives out a token of appreciation, just a thank you. So he gives out envelopes. We call them envelopes, but there's money in the envelopes. And what he does is he gives money in groups. For example, the people who are in the kitchen, he gives out an envelope for the kitchen, gives out an envelope for the aunts, an envelope for the uncles, like that. So the girl would obviously arrange and tell him that in this homestead we have this number of envelopes. So when you're coming, please prepare with 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 envelopes. In my case, I think I had in my introduction I had only about 2 envelopes. I didn't go with a big introduction. Now the third part is the bride price. And what happens in the bride price, it's before I get into the bride price, let me say that after the introductory celebration, the boy is allowed to stay with the girl as husband and wife. And then they can now organize for the bride price. And the bride price consists of cows which are brought to the father and money which is given to the mother. And this is organized as a ceremony again. So the ceremony comes in, and this time it's a bigger ceremony. The boy brings in a lot of his folks. The girl brings in almost all of her folks, everybody she knows that is her relative. In the delegation going to the girl's home, there has to be a spokesman, there has to be a boy's brother, a few friends, someone to represent the boy's father if the father is not alive, and then the boy has to carry some of his single friends. In the delegation of the girl, they also have to bring in the girl's relations, but also single girls in the girl's family, just so that the singles from each side can meet and maybe another relationship can start. I hope that was the intention. And after this, where am I now? The bride price day. Bride price day, there are two ways. Depends on what born in the family is that girl. If the girl is a firstborn in the family, uh, it is usually it is a good thing that you stay one day and then you sleep the night and move the next day. So the boy comes in one day, sleeps the night, and moves out the next day. The reason they do this is so that in the event that the fifth born or the second born's husband would like to stay during their ceremony, then they say that the firstborn's husband had opened up the way. So it means that when you're going to marry and you're a firstborn girl, there's a very big possibility that you might be required to stay in the household for a night. And again, at the end of the bride price, in the bride price ceremony, it's just a celebration. Like they just feast and people talk, and then after that, again the envelopes come in. The envelopes come into play for each and every group that was represented. Now the other thing that happens is the cows are given to the father, and then the mother is given a special envelope of money, and this is just a token of appreciation. We don't say that it's not the cost of a person, but it's just a token of appreciation. So we give out money to the mother, and some people, for the fathers who engage in drinking, they're given a bottle of wine or something like that. But most of the people, they just give in the money and the cattle or cows. And then the fourth and the last part is the wedding part. So the wedding part is you can arrange if you want to do a civil wedding or if you want to do a church wedding or a traditional wedding, but then you cannot do the wedding before you do all these other three parts. Okay, so this is just the way the Luo, if you want to date a girl in the Luo families, this is the way to do it. And I hope this has taught you a few things about this. And that forms the part of the quick bite section. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, turn on your notification, and give me comments. And we can have a discussion on the comment section about what I've talked about. I mean, I may not be entirely correct. Maybe some parts are missing. You can fix it down there. And we can even do another video about this so that my intention is that we preserve our culture by other generations coming, see what we have been doing. So that's the intention. So thank you for watching, and peace.